Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lights Out with Lou Savarese. Here are your hosts, Grant Miles, Jeff Michael, and Lou Savarese.
Welcome back, Savarese. Savarese. It's been a minute, man. I feel like.
Hold on. Let's get the name straight.
You got to turn it down. Somebody's got theirs too loud.
Oh, I bet you it's Savarese.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I haven't touched my phone in like 20 minutes.
It's true.
So it's all your fault.
That's technically not true. You were touching it 2 minutes ago. Oh, were you talking about the phone?
Stop.
Okay.
Something a little more substantial like my phone. Anyway, I'm sorry. We're digressing already.
We are.
Let's go. Welcome to Lights Out with Lou Savarese. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Grant Miles. And obviously sitting over here with Lou Savarese at Savarese Fight Fit over here in Bel Air. Holy shit, what a show today. Yeah, This guy, Iran Barkley, man, one of the true warriors of the sport. I cannot wait to get him on the phone and talk to him. It's going to be a pleasure to hear some of the stories he has and the battles that he's been through.
And he didn't have a bad fight. I mean, TV absolutely loved him. He was just one of those guys. I mean, he threw everything he had on every punch. He was just a beast. I mean, just amazing. I mean, and he had some legendary fights against Duran. That was an amazing fight. I thought he won. Duran won a split decision, but we trained together too. He was just an animal, man. Nobody wanted to spar with him. He was just a really tough guy.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that for sure. Before we call him in about 5 minutes, quick, you and I talked yesterday about this, and you said that the Tyson Holyfield was being delayed. That came out of Holyfield's camp. Yeah. And now it comes out last night that Tyson Holyfield fight is on in May.
Why do you think that happened?
Maybe, did you say something?
No, I'm going to say maybe a little bit, maybe a little dollars.
Well, they said, okay, so reportedly Tyson turned down $25 million guaranteed. Yeah. All right, now I don't know what came up after that, but I guess they came to a number that Tyson liked. Real quick, what are your thoughts on this? Who do you think is going to win this?
It's just I think Tyson wins. I really do. I think Holyfield, he just doesn't look like himself. I mean, Tyson still, you rely on power, and Holyfield had power too, but Tyson, he just, he still looks as strong as he was. Holyfield, you just can never count him out. He's got a chin of steel. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to work now. He's getting up there, and I hate to see him take that kind of punishment right now too, but.
It's hard to listen to him talk. Like really, he has some problems like with his motor skills at this point. So it would be tough for me to. And I haven't read the details on this, Grant. Maybe is this an exhibition?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask you. Do you know what that is?
No, they're saying it's the actual fight. Though,
this is going to be a sanction.
Yeah, and it's going to be 3-minute fights. They said
3-minute rounds. Oh man,
how many rounds?
Which would actually. To the old Holyfield, that would
get his advantage.
That would behoove him, you know.
For sure.
They haven't decided on the rounds yet,
So you got Evander Holyfield 58 and Tyson 54.
Good Lord.
Is that something that you're? I mean, I know you're familiar with these guys and that those are peers, but I mean, are you, without being a fighter, are you interested in seeing that fight? I mean, is that something that you want to watch?
No, I don't want to watch it. I mean, just because I don't want to see. I like the guys, and I don't want to see them get hurt. Especially Holyfield, he's such a warrior. I mean, but at this point, Tyson can still punch. He gets hit wrong or something.
You're talking about if he take a headshot or something.
Yeah, it takes too many headshots or something. It's just, it's intriguing. Obviously, they've had a really huge past, but I would rather not see it. I'd rather see them do like a Hagler did. I mean, unfortunately, but Hagler was one of the few guys, maybe the only guy I know of that. Him and Marciano that retired, never came back, and just went on their way and did good for himself. Hagler had a cool acting career in Italy and stuff. It was pretty neat. And Marciano, same thing. Just they retired Marciano was older, but he retired, never came back.
It sounds like you're more concerned for the health of Holyfield than you are for Tyson.
I am, and the same reason Jeff said too, that he just, we were friends, and he just seems a little bit labored more than usual when he talks and stuff now. And don't forget, I mean, the guy he took more punches than probably most people have in their career, maybe ever. I mean, he was a beast. I mean, it's just, but unfortunately, it's going to take its toll. But you just don't want to, right now when he's not his quickest or whatever, you don't want him. And Tyson, once again, can still punch.
Yeah, for sure. We were off last week. We know you went to your uncle's funeral in New York. We'll get into that in a little bit. We're about to call Iron the Blade Barkley in from New York City. Join us on the show, and we've got some crazy questions for him because, man, if you've ever just Googled this guy, it's insane what he's been through. I mean, this guy. I mean, he had his retina reattached to his face. Like this guy has been through some battles.
What he doesn't tell you, his brother did it for him. He's been in the backyard. No,
Probably,
he's a tough guy.
Probably. And just real quick, you went and got your COVID shot today, huh?
I did. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
First,
Why? It's because you're old.
What happened there?
I got beer in my eye.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know. I took a really big. Yeah. Is that a song? That's a country
tear
song.
in the beer.
Yeah.
I got a beer in my eye.
I got a beer in my eye.
God damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I took a drink and it I don't know.
Wow.
I'm trying a new way to get
That's
drunk
country.
through my eyeball.
Well, listen. I want to try to get Mr. Barkley.
You didn't hear what I said.
How do you get beer in your eye?
I'll
Yeah,
replay it. You'll find out.
I'm good.
You got to figure out what the hell you just did.
I'm trying a new way to get drunk.
We'll see. We're going to try to give him a call real quick, and while we're waiting on him, do we have him on the line? Is Mr. Barkley on the line?
Yep.
Oh, wow. All right. Welcome into the show, man. Iron the Blade Barkley.
I ran the Blade Barkley.
Iran.
Most guys just call him the Beast.
The Beast?
Yeah. That was Mugabe, but this guy.
Iran the Blade Barkley. Real quick, for those of y'all that just don't know who this guy is, in his 17-year professional career, he had a record of 43-19 with 27 knockouts. Held three different world championships and three different world championships in three different weight classes, including the WBC middleweight from 1988 to 1989, IBF super middleweight title from 1992 to 1993, and the WBA light heavyweight title in 1992. And if that's not enough, as an amateur, Barkley won the bronze medal in the middleweight division at the 1982 World Championships. Man, welcome to the show.
Welcome, man.
Thanks for having me.
Well, first, Iran, I want to ask you. I know, as opposed to getting to the boxing, we'll get to that. But I want to ask you about your health, man. I know recently you've had to be hospitalized due to COVID. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm doing great. They can't keep a good warrior down like me.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that.
God just ain't gonna let that happen.
I got to tell you something, Iran. I'm so happy I spoke to you too because you sound amazing, buddy. I mean, it's really, you sound great. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, I feel amazing. You know, I mean, I just look at times, man, and I just say, you know, we lost a great champion like Marvin Hagler.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
And you know, people be like, "Oh, I wonder if he would have ever fought him, Iran or whatever." I said, "Well, Bob Arum had the chance for me to fight him, but they didn't allow me to, so we will never know."
That would have been a war. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you just said it yourself. I mean, one of the true warriors of this sport. I mean, you have been through unbelievable battles. And, you know, on the way here, my girl asked me a question because I was reading off your bio, and it's funny that you just mentioned that. Who would you have liked to fight in your prime that you weren't able to fight?
Well, you know, the funny thing about this is that I in my prime, when I was coming up with a top rank and everything, they was managing me. I mean, they was promoting me, but you know, they was giving me the fights, and they gave me Marvin Hagler's brother, which was Robert Sims, his half brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I fought him, and we had a great, you know, a very good, great fight. And top rank, you know, they gave, you know, the decision came out, they gave it to him, but I held my own on that, and that's where, you know, the beginning of the days that it made me more harder warrior.
But he's being very modest too.
Sure.
Most of the people thought he won that fight handily. He had him rocked a few times too. So that was. Did you ever fight Mugabe?
Nah, I never got a chance to fight John Mugabe.
That would have been a fight.
That would have been a great.
I watched some of his tape today. I forgot how tough he was. Oof, he chucked, man.
Oh yeah, Mugabe was something, man.
Did you ever spar with Hagler?
I never sparred with Hagler neither. But me and Hagler started to get a little closer. You know, when I was in Italy fighting the WBA title. He was the commentator for that. So,
cool.
I started to know him a little bit. And he was like, looking, I was saying, well, I said, either I'm going to get, after this fight, I'll either get you, Hagler, or Ray Leonard. One of y'all got to come and see me.
Dude, you would call me out for a while, man. I was getting nervous.
Yeah.
He wanted to move up to heavyweight, dude. I'm like, stop.
Oh, calling you out?
Yeah, I was nervous, man. Pick on the old white guy, man. That's wrong, man. That's just wrong.
Well, I mean, we can make something happen because I'm a heavyweight now anyway.
Yeah. Man, we're all getting up to the heavyweights at this point.
We're all up to the heavyweight. That's right, boy.
Yes,
It's COVID. It's COVID. It's blame it on COVID.
Yeah,
right.
I got it's not the COVID-15. I got like the COVID-30.
I can't blame stuff on 9/11. I can't blame that on 9/11.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody, and we'll probably get to the Duran fight in a little bit. I know that was that's one of your most amazing fights, obviously, and that got voted fight of the year.
And there was, excuse me for interrupting, but there was some history behind that too, right? With Duran, because right with who did he beat? He beat somebody, right? That was your buddy from the Bronx.
The
Moore,
time that I fought him, the time that I fought him, it was history behind it because he had fought my friend Davey Moore.
Davey Moore, yeah.
Gotcha.
And Davey Moore was the junior middleweight champ at the time, and they fought in Madison Square Garden. And Duran, him, how he respects me now, and his family respects me now, is that when I seen him in Central Park running, and they was coming out of the park, and he said to Davey in Spanish, "It's just a matter of time before I get your black behind in that ring and bust your ass." So I said to the Spanish guy, I said, "Yo, what did he say?" He said, "It's just a matter of time before he get that black ass in the behind in the ring and whip his ass." I said, "Oh, really?" And me and Davey looked. We said, "All right, man, boom later for you." He was like, "Fuck you, fuck you," cursing and everything.
I never knew that. I thought it was something else.
Wow.
Yeah, man, and you know something? Well, how me and him became friends.
You and Davey?
After Davey Moore had got killed by a car accident.
Yeah, I remember, man.
He got crushed by his car, and I was like, wow, I was getting ready to fight that night, and they was like, you want to call a fight off? I said, I can't call this fight off. I said, Bob Arum ain't calling this fight off. He got this money invested in us, and he's gonna hold it to the key. Yeah. So, I fought that night. I felt I won, and I know I did. So that's the night that me and Robbie Sims fought, I think.
Wait, so you fought Sims the night that Davey died?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That is insane.
That's intense.
I didn't know that, man. That's wild.
That's crazy. Talk about a range of emotions. You sit there and train for a fight for so long, and then your friend passes away, and you got.
David was a heck of a fighter too. Man. He won did you guys win the gloves the same year? Because he won the gloves, right? Davey Moore.
Yeah, he won the gloves 4 times.
4 times, right? I knew. Yeah.
So right before we get into that Duran fight, man, take us through this Hearns knockout. That is impressive.
Man, you got some nerve knocking out Hearns, man.
Well, you know something?
Hearns can punch too, man. Oh man.
Yeah. You know something? When I started to get the fights like that, you know what I'm saying? I felt that it was gonna move me up to get like Ray Leonard and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Bob Arum and them didn't do that. They was more like that was they golden age.
Golden child.
Yeah. So I said, okay. I said once I fight Tommy and I beat him, I said I'll be in there with Tommy, God bless the dead, Marvin Hagler and Ray Leonard, and one of them got to fight me. So I'll see what Bob Arum is going to do then. So I was a guy that was always getting the short end of the stick.
Yes, sir.
So I got in. I said, okay, I'll fight Tommy. I'll fight Tommy. And after Tommy, then I'll be in with Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, God bless the dead, and
Yeah.
and us, we all four be fighting each other. But that didn't happen that way.
Well, it was voted 1988 upset of the year, and Grant had mentioned prior to the show you were a 4-1 underdog in that fight. And what round was it? Knocked him out in the third.
Third round. Yeah.
I mean, cleaned, like literally knocked him out of the ring.
Knocked him out twice.
So, yeah.
I mean, knocked him out once, and then he got up, and then he knocked him out again, and that's what was so. That was the first thing I was going to ask. Did you feel any disrespect at all going into that fight, considering you were such an underdog?
Well, you know something, they always disrespected me, but I didn't mind because I said, you know something, I'm gonna do all my disrespecting in the ring. I'm gonna respect them back.
Yeah, the people who didn't disrespect him were fighters. You did not want to mess with Barkley, man.
Obviously they weren't giving
because he could punch, man. He wasn't the prettiest, but he could punch.
Yeah.
Sorry. I can't give you too many compliments.
Hey, he's doing that because you're on the phone. He's not doing it because you're here. Yeah.
I ran one day. I was telling him I was at one of your fights at the Garden. I can't remember who you were fighting. No, it was at the Fell Forum, and there was
Michael Elijah Day.
Yeah, Elijah Day. Yeah, and your sister was there, man. And somebody told her to sit down, dude. She almost whooped that guy's ass, but she was tough, man. you had some tough sisters, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely.
They used to beat you up, didn't they?
Oh,
no, true story.
The one, the one that used to hang out with my oldest brother and his friends. Oh, my sister Yvonne. Yeah. Hell yeah, she was like, man, no joke. She was beating guys up in the
I told him before. Nobody would mess with
You know what I'm saying? And anytime I got tough around the thing, I didn't really like to fight. You know what I'm saying? But she made me fight. She said, you know something? I said, yo, this guy downstairs got me. He got me. She said, okay, we're gonna go downstairs. And I'm gonna watch you fight him, and he ain't gonna do nothing to you.
Oh man!
Hey, who sanctioned this one?
Do it.
Was this with the WBA, WBC? I'm messing with you.
Oh no!
I know.
Straight out project fight.
Those are the good ones. Those are the good ones. Hey, and that's like you wish you had cell phone video back in those days. Like, woo,
man, you boy, you would have seen them. Drag me out, knock me down, joint. Boy.
Well, I got a question for you. Considering what's coming up, Tyson had just come out yesterday and said that him and the Holyfield fight is on. Grant had just mentioned Holyfield being 58, Tyson being 54. What are your thoughts on this fight coming up? And Lou says that he wants to fight Tyson again, which would be awesome. I'd love to see that. Yes. But what are your thoughts on the Tyson Holyfield fight?
Well, Mike is a good friend of mine, and Holyfield is a good friend of mine. But if I stand for what I stand for, these guys is tremendously great fighters. You know what I'm saying? But if I gotta pick someone, I'm gonna go with Mike. Yeah, and Evander is cool with me, but I'm gonna go with Mike.
Yeah, I said the same thing. It's just you don't lose that power, man. You know what I mean?
Right. You don't lose the power. It's
Foreman. Yeah,
it's just like whatever he hits you with, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah,
that's just like me hitting somebody. I said whatever somebody hit me, I don't feel it, but when they hit me and it stings me up to get to hit them back, I said they ain't gonna like what I do.
Well, do you like seeing it? Do you like seeing these guys fighting?
Oh yeah, I like seeing me fight.
Yeah.
Me too.
Would you like to get back in there? Could you get back in the ring right now?
He get back in the ring.
Yeah, of course I can, because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I haven't stopped training since the 80s and 90s.
Wow.
And I'm looking at these guys now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the quality that we had back in the 80s and 90s. I done been through the wars and I done been through the battles. I mean, what's coming up is those are all New Jack cities.
How about these YouTubers and these other guys? That's, it's mixed. It's a mixed emotion for me. Like we got a kid down here. You got to see this kid fight. He's really tough. Regis Prograis. And the kid he's fighting on, he's a world-class kid. One loss, and it was debatable, but he's fighting on the undercard of these two YouTubers. I mean, but on the flip side, they're making a lot more money. These guys are bringing a lot of money to the game too.
Right.
So I'm a little bit torn.
Right. We used to, like me. I had to when it was time for like Hagler and Tommy Hearns to fight, they getting $10 million. Me, I'm getting $500,000, which is not bad money, but I'm saying,
no, I know.
I'm telling Bob Arum, yo, when the hell you gonna give me the $10 million? No, after I finish this guy, you said after this one and after that one. I said, yeah, well, I had to wait, and now.
So who was the fight?
Come.
Excuse me for the. Who was the fight right? So who'd you fight right after Hearns?
That was
Duran.
That was Duran. Okay.
Yeah.
Duran.
And he really beat Duran. You beat Duran.
Right. He threw me. They threw me to Duran, and the funny thing about it is, like at that time, Ray and them was getting $10 and $20 million and stuff like that. And Aaron promised me a $10 or $15 million fight. And I said, okay. So now I'm coming in. I said, I get there. He gave me $500,000, and I said, okay. I got to take it or leave it. Duran gets $10 million.
Damn.
You just knocked out Hearns. You just knocked out Hearns twice.
Who was your
round.
manager at the time?
Well, it was my manager was my man John Reeves. He didn't know nothing about management, so I was telling him.
Wait, who was your manager?
But see, let me tell you something. He was like I told him when we got in before I was teaching him the boxing game. I said, look, Aram and these promoters, they're not your friends. So you got to stand tall for these guys. When they say something, you got to stay firm.
Yeah.
But see, with me, they knew I knew the game. So anytime they say, oh, this and that, and then he says, oh, you can't get that kind of money. I said, man, you promised me that money. You said after I beat Tommy, I could get that kind of money. So now I said, where's my $10 million?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was even a huge.
What are you talking?
So when was Spagnola your manager? Was Spagnola ever your manager? When Iran was down here with me for a while.
Oh, okay.
Bob Spagnola was your manager.
Spagnola was managing. I was with
Josephine.
I got with HBA through Stan Hoffman.
Right. Okay.
And I was just doing things with Stan Hoffman and Spagnola and Stan was hooked up.
Stan,
man,
I knew they was key. But I knew.
What'd you think about Stan?
I thought Stan was cool.
Okay.
Stan was all right.
I like Stan too, but
yeah,
I think
Stan was my man.
I think he was raping. I think he was raping Josephine just a little bit.
Yeah, he practically did.
Yeah,
well, I want to welcome.
$7 million.
Want to welcome in everybody to Lights Out with Lou Savarese over here at Savarese Fight Fit.
I'm like a kid in a candy shop. I can't believe I'm talking to Barkley.
I know, awesome, this is amazing. We got Iran Barkley on the phone, man. This is the Blade. It's unbelievable, as Lou likes to call him, the Beast. This is unreal. Grant, I know you got a couple questions. Let's shoot.
Well, no, that Duran fight, of course, you watch the Duran fight. I mean, tons of questions, tons of things that you watch that you just, rightfully so, that was fight of the year. I mean, that whole deal, that was an amazing fight.
Were you in camp? Where'd you go for camp for Duran? Were you down here?
I trained up upstate New York.
Where, Catskills, Cutchers?
And the Catskills with Stan.
Okay, right.
I stayed up there. I stayed up with Stan and
did you stay at Cutchers? Cutchers up there or no? Cutchers Hotel?
No, I stayed in a dude ranch up there.
Okay, yeah, I used to go to Cutchers. It's called the Jewish Alps or the Borscht Belt, and that's where all the old fighters used to
That was like,
okay.
yeah, I know that place you're talking about.
Yeah, that's cool.
I stayed at the horse and dude ranch. It was cool. As a matter of fact, I might go up, again one time.
Dude, don't tell me you drove a horse, man. I can't see you riding a horse.
Yeah.
you did not. I would pay to see you ride the horse.
Yeah.
I like to see you ride a horse, Lou.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I like to see you ride a horse.
It's not pretty.
Clydesdale.
I went, true story. I went to a dude ranch once in Bandera, Texas, And I pull up, I got in the car, and the guy goes, "Hey, is Lurch working?" They had some horse named Lurch. God damn.
Big-ass
Did you get on that horse?
Yeah, I did. It
Was it a big one?
It was ugly, man.
Did you have a cowboy hat?
I did have a cowboy hat. I had a poncho too. I did kind of like Clint Eastwood. Remember we had the poncho?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I got to see a picture of that.
Yeah,
I'd like to see
it
that.
wasn't pretty though. I couldn't get the rhythm. He was going up and I was going down.
Nice.
It hurt.
Okay. Well, so hey,
Hey, Lou.
Yeah.
Iran, when you were going into this,
Did you see Bob Spagnola?
I told him the other day. He said, "Man, that's cool." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because usually when you mention my name to Iran, he says he's gonna rob my house."
What?
I said, "No."
Oh, shit.
I said, "No." I said he asked me this time. He said,
Damn.
He didn't say he was gonna rob my house. I said, "No." He said, "Oh wow, I feel really good now." I ain't making that up. That's a true story. I ain't making that up.
Holy shit.
Well, what do you think when you hear that, Iran? What do you think about?
Oh man, those was all funny jokes, man, that I used to do with Spagnola and
Sure,
stuff.
he did. He told
He
me
being
about
a guy from the country and stuff, I was like, yo, and me coming from the city,
Yeah.
he always asked me things. I said, Bob, come around my neighborhood so I can show you. He said, only way I go around your neighborhood if I go with you. I said, you can come with me. I said, ain't nobody gonna bother you. He said, yeah, right. He said, you probably get me all robbed up and everything. I said, nah, Bob, I won't do that.
That's good.
Everybody will walk through the Bronx with a Jew. My dad had a cab place on Bainbridge Avenue, 207th and Bainbridge. For like 20 years. Yeah. Right by Reservoir Oval over there.
Iran,
Wow.
where are you at now in New York? Where are you at currently?
I'm still in the Bronx. I'm in the Bronx by going by
By Yankee
when you
Stadium?
get ready to go to the George Washington everything.
I was just there.
I'm on University Avenue.
Oh yeah, I was just there the other day. I drove. I went to Yankee Stadium just to go and I went to because I drove to Yonkers to get pizza. I go to Catania's to get pizza. Man, I ate pizza. I was there 3 days. I ate pizza like
I bet
12
you did.
times.
I bet you ate a lot of it too.
Oh, dude, it was not pretty, man.
Yeah.
The pizza down here
Come in,
sucked.
and then you come in here. You got to see what he's wearing, man.
Yeah, man, he came in here with a hat and without any sleeves.
They know nothing about. They know
I
nothing
know he
about.
got I know he got his cowboy boots and everything.
No,
he
don't have those.
He's in a sleeveless
They know
shirt.
nothing about
He's
style.
showing off his guns.
Yeah,
He's got
he's-
this tight shirt on.
Yeah.
I am the best
I know
dressed.
you got that. Yeah.
No, I am the best dressed straight man you ever gonna see. Don't listen
That-
to these.
that-
No, don't lie, man.
Yeah,
I know you are.
they're drinking some
Yo,
haterade over
don't
there.
tell me
Oh,
that-
I haven't heard haterade in a while. Thank you for bringing that back.
Don't worry about
So, hey,
They don't bring you up.
Iran, it says you're alumnus of the rugged Patterson houses in Mott Haven, South Bronx. So talk about that. What's that?
Okay. The Patterson is like, and Mott Haven is right across from each other. There's two projects and stuff. Patterson, I grew up in, and in the 70s and 80s, I was a gang member with a gang called the Black Spades,
Okay.
and we used to, rip up the neighborhood and stuff. So one day I said, man, look, guys, I'm tired of like ripping up the neighborhood. I said, let's build the neighborhood back up and let's, make our people feel safe because we ramping and robbing, people robbing stuff and stealing. I said, I ain't down with this no more.
That's good.
My mom's living these projects and I can't do this.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
That's good, man.
So I flip the guys all around.
That's good, man. Good for you. Good for you, bud.
Is that one? I
Yeah,
mean,
me and my boy.
that's gotta feel really good to be, come from there and do something positive for the community and try to give back and turn some people's lives around. That's awesome.
You talked to
Oh,
Iran.
definitely, man. Because I know a lot of guys. I know a lot of. I did things, and you know something. I wasn't making a whole lot of money like Ray Leonard and Hagler and Tommy was. I mean, when I got my first, $500,000, Bob Iron Premier $500,000. I spent it in my damn community.
That's awesome, dude.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Giving
awesome.
back.
You
Always
know,
give back.
I spent it in my community with kids that never been nowhere. I brought ponies to the projects and horse buggy, and I paid for everything. $500,000 didn't look like nothing when I did that,
That's awesome. That's fantastic, dude.
So,
I love stuff like that. That's awesome, man. Good for
I
you.
ran
I just did things
buddy, I'm sorry.
that I felt that, kids didn't never see, they never was going to see. How many kids rode a horse? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I brought horses to the projects.
Hey, I rode a horse in the Bronx, not in the Bronx, so Van Cortlandt Park. Remember
That's where I used to run it, and that's where I got
me
the horses
too.
from.
I used to run over there too. I
Yeah.
was the big white guy.
Yeah.
I saw you. I started running. I thought you were trying to take my wallet or something.
Oh, shit.
I probably did. I was running up there in them hills. I said, "Hey, I can probably take him down."
The first time I went to Van Cortlandt Park was with my Uncle Lou. I was like, he was head of the sanitation. He was the pitcher for the sanitation softball team, and he had this big old Buick, and he couldn't. There was a spot. There was no way he was going to fit, and he made it fit. He just kept ramming the cars back and forth, and pulled it right in there. I was like, wow, man, that was pretty cool.
How many Lou's you got in your family?
Well, Uncle
Did
Lou's
you used
passed.
to run in the hills?
Yeah, right there. I go. My uncle lives right on Reservoir Oval, right over there by Kingsbridge. Yeah, at Kingsbridge.
Yeah, okay.
That was nice over there. So they had these little like you go on the ponies and you ride around or whatever.
For those
I
y'all,
didn't do that when I was growing up.
For those
I
y'all,
used to work in that.
Go ahead, man.
I used to work in that daggone little horse thing.
Did you really? What'd you do?
Yeah, I used to give pony rides to the
Did
kids
not.
with the guy, and I was making money with the guy with the horse thing.
What do you mean the horse thing? What are you talking about? What were you doing with the horse thing? The horse thing. That don't sound good. Yeah, the horse thing. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you want to see the pony? Yeah, let me see. I'll get him later. And another thing, too, I got to talk to you about the gang name. The Black Spades are kind of redundant. It's Black
You said what?
I said the Black
my
Spades, that's kind of redundant. You say Black Spades. Come on, dude. It should be like the Spades. I'm just.
we're going to get in trouble on the show.
No, I'm Italian, man. Don't worry about it.
we no, but let me tell you something though. The Black Spades, right? We used to be up there on Fordham Road. We used to go to Fordham Road, right? And it used to be a Italian gang up there called the Golden Guineas.
Yeah, the Golden Guineas and the Fordham Baldies. My mom was in the Fordham Baldies.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not kidding. But that was back in the day, though. The Golden Guineas.
Oh, man, I love this show.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh,
This
man,
is
that's
fantastic.
crazy.
And my mom also held the record for eating the most White Castles, too, for a woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the record?
Wow.
What was the
I
number?
don't remember. It was a lot, though.
30-something, 40-something?
You guys know anything about White Castles?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I like crystals, but I eat crystals. Crystals the same as White Castle.
They
I know you-
originated in the
crazy.
Bronx. They originated in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We're sitting here talking to Iran, the Blade, Barkley, man. Wow, what an incredible
Wow,
experience to
I'm
have
in
you on
heaven.
the show, man. Lights out with Lou Savarese over here at Savarese Fight Fit. Man, it's been amazing. You got a couple questions about the Duran fight or anything, Grant?
No, it's no. I mean, I got a ton of them. I've got a ton of questions here. My main thing, I guess, I want to ask Iran about that fight. What was it about Duran that was so frustrating fighting against? Like, because there's a lot of different tactics he did in that fight, and I'm just curious, what was the most frustrating part for you fighting against a guy like that?
Well, you know something? The frustrating part for me was that, Bob Arum and these guys never believed that I was going to go in there with him and I was going to, be able to handle him. You know what I'm saying? And after my friend, my buddy passed away that fought him, Davey Moore, when he thumbed him in the eye. I was at the fight when he thumbed Davey in the eye and knocked him out in the seventh or eighth round. And I always remember that. And I told him when I was coming up, I said, I'm going to get you back for that. And he was like, Duran was like, he was real mean and nasty. He's like, fuck you ain't going to do nothing to me and blah, blah, blah.
So Duran liked to talk shit.
Okay.
Yeah, he was and Iran will tell you, he was from a rough part of Panama, too.
Oh, yeah, he was from a rough place. Where he came from again?
Panama.
Panama. Yeah. And I went to his neighborhood in Panama.
You did?
And I went out to Panama when we became friends. He flew me out to Panama.
Oh wow, that's cool.
To come and meet his people and stuff.
Wow.
And I went to his house, and I went to the place. His house was like right around the corner. I was like, wow. I said, this is crazy, man. I thought I was going to go blocks or something.
Yeah.
His house was like, his barrio was right around the corner from where the stores and stuff was.
Wow.
And they were showing me around in Panama and stuff.
That's cool.
Man. And I was like,
who'd you go out there with?
Became cool.
You went out by yourself, or you took your wife?
No, I went out by myself.
Damn. Any other brothers out there?
He flew me out by myself.
Any other black people out there?
Man, they ain't had no black people out there. I ain't seen nothing black out there. Spanish and
I know there's no Italian.
You probably ate some really good food down there, though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I did. But, his wife was a good cook and everything.
Cool.
And she cooked.
Man, this guy was sitting down with her. He was sitting down with Duran's wife, cooking and eating food.
That's awesome, dude. That's
yeah, that was cool, bro.
That's cool.
Hey, Ron, I wanted to ask you one thing in that fight. I noticed. I don't know if you remember this or not, but it was at the first, and I saw this and it stuck out, and I just wanted to ask you about it. There was a kind of an interaction between you and Duran there at the end of the first, and he hit you with a pretty good hit at the end of it, and you went back to the corner and you were smiling. Why were you smiling when you went back to the corner?
Because I was smiling because he hit me with a good shot, and also it kind of woke me up too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was an overhand right. He hit you with.
My opinion, even though you're talking to the guy, I'm going to tell you why he was smiling. This is my opinion. He loves a war. That's like. That's what he wants. He wants him to be in the war. That's where he ran for it, man. He just oof.
And so that was kind of like one of those smiles, like, okay, I got to fight now. This is it.
Now.
Yeah, I got to fight. I got to fight. I know. I got to fight now. And he caught me like right at the tail end of that. With the right hand, bam. I said, and I laughed. And and when I laughed,
to make
like
people
that,
laugh with the right hand.
That's right. When I laughed like that, he looked at me like, oh shit, this motherfucker got to be crazy.
He was right.
So
that was great. I love that.
Said, oh, this guy got to be crazy.
That was awesome.
Speaking of your battles, man, I want to bring up one fight. This fight against Nigel Ben. What happened in the first round of this fight?
Nigel Ben was a fight in that first round. You know what happened? I kind of got set up for that fight. I didn't warm up. I don't make excuses. I didn't warm up though. I wasn't warmed up to fight. They rushed me out there, Bob Arum and them. They put it on. And then when the bell rang, I was cold. So he caught me with a shot that I thought I ducked it, but I didn't. So when I looked up and got up off the floor, I said, "Oh my God!"
I've been there.
What? But you hurt him as well. Both of y'all were like y'all were a mess.
Definitely. I mean, I knew I hurt him. But they was I was set up from them. For him to win, because he was like the new guy coming up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Ben
is the one that really ended what's his name's career, Joe McCullum, right?
Joe McCullum, he put him with a dirty shot, man.
Yeah,
was this for those of y'all that don't know? We're sitting here talking to I ran the blade Barkley, and was this before or after a detached retina? What they put your eyeball back in?
No, the retina.
Nah.
What? What happened?
It's common in boxing, unfortunately.
It was like, my eye was detached from a blow that I got from Nigel Ben
that was nasty,
in that fight.
Wow.
And my corneals and my eyes and stuff detached, like Ray Leonard did.
Yeah.
But I had a good surgery guy. I had the guy that Ray Leonard had, and he put it back together.
Yeah, you went back to fighting.
Yeah, because they didn't think I was going to fight no more.
I didn't think you could do that.
Stuff like that.
I didn't think you could do that.
And that's back in the 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, now with technology and stuff, I'm sure it's maybe a little bit simpler.
It's more better now with technology now.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Just stitch it back up and then say, you got to fight in 8 months.
Hey, but what the daggone doctor told me, he said, he took it and put it back together. And he was a good doctor, out there in Las Vegas. And he gave me the good surgery, and he said, man, you can fight. He said, but just be careful, just let it heal, and you'll be all right. And he wasn't lying. And I was like,
golly.
How long did you before you fought? How long could you before you had a fight? Did you have to hold out for a while?
I couldn't fight until after that. Like
6 months.
I couldn't fight till let me see.
It was after the Nigel Ben fight.
Yeah, it was after
a year off.
I think it was the year, or I think it was something a little less than 14 months, but we'll look it up.
14 months, yeah.
Yeah, it was almost right at. So you fought Juan Hernandez after that. Is that
right.
correct? So that was almost
right.
exactly a year. That was almost
right.
It was exactly
1
a year
year
that you fought. Yeah.
Man, after
Yep.
Almost to the day. It was August 18th.
You never fought Tate though. Right? You guys sparred a lot, but you never fought Frank, right? I mean,
I never fought Frank, but I boxed a lot with Frank.
Yeah, I remember.
You know, and I boxed with Frank, but them guys wouldn't mess with me.
No. I still see him all the time.
He sounds like an older Regis Prograis. You know what I'm saying? How Regis told us that nobody wants to fight him.
Correct.
Because they keep messing, and he's not getting these really big fights that he should get. And it sounds like this is just an older version. The exact same thing.
Barkley was you had a fight. It wasn't going to be. He wasn't the prettiest once again, but he's going to make you fight.
Nope.
He's coming. He comes in there, and every fighter will tell you. I mean, he just threw death on everything. You had a fight. I mean, it wasn't going to be pretty.
It was like even that's why Aram kept. God bless. That's why he kept Hagler and Leonard.
Wait, did you say God bless Aram?
No, God bless Hagler and Leonard.
Okay.
That's why he kept those two guys fight. When it got close to be fighting one of them, he put those two together and then give me somebody else.
So I'll give you a quick Aram story so these guys understand. Aram's a brilliant guy. He was the head of the attorney's office, first in class at Harvard Law, really smart guy. So Aram, when I fought Buster Douglas, he knew I was going to lose. I was a 22-1 under. So he didn't get an option, which is normal. Like if I was going to fight Barkley is the champion, he would normally get 3 options on me. So that's how they keep control, So when I fought, he knew I was losing, and I wound up knocking the guy out. So he sued me anyway. There was no reason for him to sue me, but he sued me because he knew that they wouldn't give me I had the Tyson fight for $1 million, but he knew if he was going to have a lawsuit, they was going to hold up the whole fight. So I basically gave him $200,000 for nothing.
Damn.
But I had no choice. It was either that or not get the $1 million fight. So that's the type of guy, Bob, Uncle
Aaron,
Bob.
Little tight little. Law school, goddamn Jewish lawyer.
This guy that's watching the show right now, William Powell, says, when I first met Lou, I had no idea who he was, but he told me, I told him he looked and reminded me of Ric Flair. Did you?
Oh, that's when my hair was dyed blonde. Did he say that?
Yeah,
did I hit him?
No. He said just, you look
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, though, that's a new one.
Yeah, that's a new one. I'm not there with that.
Oh, boy.
Man, I really appreciate you coming on the show, Mr. Barkley. This is unbelievable,
Fantastic, dude. Thank you.
Man, the conversation's been amazing, and please don't be a stranger.
Yeah, let me know when you're going to come down, man. I'd love to have you down here, buddy.
Man, I haven't been in Houston.
Come down. I know a lot of Southwest people. We might be able to get you a flight.
All right, give me a flight. I'll get down there, brother.
You know what? Cooney and Mike are coming down. I'm having my 1 year sobriety. May 24th, they're going to come down. So maybe you come with them. That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Oh,
you know Matt Trapini, right?
Woo!
Yeah, make that happen.
You tell Lou. You tell Cooney. Tell him, yo, get Iran a flight, man.
What, you two fight each other? Cooney's like 90 years old.
No, get Iran
on a flight.
I got you, dude. I got that.
No, we'll make sure we get you a flight down
I'm
here,
serious. You're going to come. It's set up. Man. You got my word.
Set up, man.
We'd love to have you here in person, talk to you, man. Again, this is Iran the Blade Barkley. This conversation has been absolutely amazing, man.
Fantastic, man. Thanks, Iran. We appreciate it, brother.
I really appreciate it, brother. No problem.
Right. Thanks for coming on, Mr. Barkley.
Okay, man. Thanks for having me.
God bless. God bless.
All right, fellas.
Man,
that was awesome.
That's crazy.
That was good, dude.
That guy right there,
that was awesome.
dude. He's a good. He's got his wits together.
Great,
it sounds amazing.
And you talk. There's no method to the madness. There's nobody that's been in more wars than him. I mean,
Well, man,
maybe and LaMotta was the same way. It was amazing how lucid he was.
Unfortunately, I mean, I had, just because that's what I do it, but I had a ton of questions about the Duran fight we didn't even get into. But yeah, I mean, those fights, like watching him just on the few that I did, the Hearns fight, the Duran fight. I mean, to your point, like that dude's fun to watch fight.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he wasn't a bad fight. Even if he lost, he still was always. I mean, he put death on every punch. He was just a guy you didn't want to spar with and you didn't want to fight. I mean, if you fought him, you knew you were going to be in a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Well, let's get into some history. I know you got some stuff. Everybody looks forward to this segment. Well, we got in boxing history, and we missed a week, so I don't know if is it just this week or you got the last 2 weeks?
We moved on from last week, so we're going to do this week.
Just this week. Let's go.
Some good stuff. Some guys that Lou likes. Different stories. So
some guys that Lou likes, huh?
Yeah, some boxers.
Stop it, dude. You know what?
See, I'm trying to be professional.
No,
dude.
but he's just.
I'm trying to be professional.
Shows who he is.
I'm trying to be professional.
He's a barbarian. He's
he is.
a homophobe.
He is.
I'm gender fluid.
Yes. Yeah.
What does that mean?
What's
What?
gender?
Pansexual.
Pansexual. What is that?
I don't
What's a
know.
pansexual?
It's just a word I heard.
And
I
there's
don't know
also
what it
what's
means.
the one with the brain? Like, where you're attracted to a brain.
Is there such a word for
It's called
that?
a neurologist.
That's not,
I like how when Lou does a good line, he looks around and makes sure everybody likes. He's like,
everybody
"Did you hear that? Did you hear that?"
What do you mean?
no. There's a word for it. Something sexual where they're just attracted to smart people. That's it. Like and it's not pansexual. What's a pansexual?
Nobody. I've never had anybody that's.
This is a true boxing show.
I have no idea.
I have a damn clue
I have no
what it
idea.
is.
I just said that word because I heard it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. What's a pansexual?
Somebody will figure it out.
What's the one with the brain? A sapiosexual. There's something.
What?
Damn,
Yeah,
is that really a thing?
it is.
I thought you were
No, it's
bullshitting.
not. I swear
Sapio is
God.
a human being. It just
It's
means
a
a human.
sapiosexual.
That means a man. A sapio. Because we were kids, we go, "Oh, you Homo sapien."
Homo sapien.
We used to say, "We can see epidermis, you Homo sapien." Because that was like the skin.
How do we go from talking about boxing history to talking about sapiosexual? How did that happen?
Dude, we're well-rounded over here.
Yeah,
we're
we're
just some
we're-
boxing guys.
Wow.
Look at my outfit, man.
Dude, just wait till we get to the commercials after this. Like, this is fantastic.
Sapiosexual. I've learned something today.
I don't know what the pan is, but pan is too. So,
Yeah, all right.
Let's get back
So
to boxing.
this week is the 21st through the 27th, all right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
March 21st, 1941, in a hard-fought 15th title defense. 15th.
Whoa.
Joe Louis KOs Abe Simon in the 13th round at
Jewish
Olympia
guy.
Stadium.
See, remember I
Damn.
told you guys there were a lot of Jewish fighters back then, too.
Yeah.
Abe Simon.
15th title defense?
Yeah.
Wow,
Bruce was a
dude.
Holy shit.
beast.
That's
And then
unbelievable.
he,
That's back when they were
just
fighting
kept-
15 rounds,
Yeah.
and they were fighting every, 4 or
he
5
kept
months.
fighting, and then finally he fought past his prime. He lost most of his money on the golf course. Joe Louis, it was crazy.
Yeah, you told us that before.
Yeah, sad.
Yep.
Great guy. Everybody loved him.
By the way, pay attention to our podcast. Type in Lights Out with Lou Savarese. Anywhere you listen to your podcast, we're on there. You can listen to all the other shows. This is episode number 9, so there's 8 more you can listen to.
Hey, did Guido text anything today?
Guido hasn't been on. I don't know where Guido is.
Yeah. Did you make him mad?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Did you see him when you were in
Did you
New
see
York?
him when you went back up?
No, I didn't see him.
Well, maybe that's why.
Well, yeah. So
I
now
saw
you
his
pissed
mom-
him
I saw
off.
his
Good
mom-
job.
I saw his mom. True story. My Aunt Audrey, that's the one, 82 years old. I saw her and I went to see her and I gave her a big hug and everything. She was crying. She was out on the porch and I said, "I love you." And she said, "I love you." I said, "Go inside." And she was crying because I came to see her and everything. She said, I said, "Hey, next time I see you, I'm going to show you how to make meatballs." And she said, "You prick." You prick. 82 years old. You prick.
Damn.
She said, "F you pee."
I can see this, literally see
No, I'm
it
not
in New
kidding.
York on a porch.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
You're crying. I
it's
said,
like a
"Hey."
Rocky movie.
Next time I go, I'm going to show you how to make meatballs. I said, "Fuck you, prick." She's the one on Facebook. She was on Facebook. I tell you the story.
Was there anger behind that when she said
Nah,
that
she
to
meant
you?
it in a good way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
anyway,
That's some New York shit.
when I was in, she was got on Facebook at 80 years old, and I go to this place New York Bagels all the time, and I go there and I always put a little picture when I'm leaving. Anyway, she sends me on Facebook. She writes, "You effing PRICK. You come to New York and you don't see your favorite aunt." So I called her. I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, it's in Houston." She goes, "Oh, I love you, sweetie. I thought it was there." I said, "You can't put that on there. Everybody sees it." She goes, "No, I sent it to you." I said,
No,
you didn't."
send it to everybody. Yeah. I had to delete my mother from my Facebook. True story. Like block
That's
her,
nice.
everything.
That's really nice.
Yeah, no, she doesn't know. She doesn't understand that shit goes to everybody, right? So she's just bitching me out on Facebook. So I have to delete her.
That's awesome. I love that. March 22nd, 1967, Muhammad Ali KOs Zora Foley
Wow.
in 7 for the heavyweight boxing title.
Foley was the
I never heard that guy.
Yeah,
Zora
me neither.
Foley.
Yeah, that was a big fight. I forget. There was something on. Was Foley? I don't think he was from the States. Zora Foley.
I don't think
say
so.
Where he's from?
No,
Because there was
no,
something
I don't
about
think so.
Some kind of
Man, that's a good
prejudice or
picture too. He knocked him. Like, got him good.
Yeah. When you look at that picture, I love those. It's that picture right there when he's got a pretty good knock on him. Hitting Zora Foley. So
Yeah, I never heard of that guy.
yeah, me neither. March 22nd, 1986, HBO launches boxing's heavyweight title unification tournament. Do you remember that unification tournament? I'd never heard of the unification tournament. That was the first time I'd have heard of that. March 21st, 1986, Trevor Berbick beats Pinklin Thomas in 15 for the heavyweight boxing title.
Yeah, that was a fight. Thomas had one of the best jabs in boxing history.
Pinklin.
Yeah, Pinklin Thomas. And Trevor Berbick, he could fight too. Him and Larry Holmes had a street fight. He jumped over a car. Yeah, it was crazy.
They had a street fight?
Yeah, they jumped.
Like a brawl in the street?
Yeah, a brawl in the street, and they jumped on Holmes jumped off a car. It was a really crazy story.
Damn, I wish there was video of
Yeah,
that.
how great would that be?
Oh
dude?
my
Video.
god.
That would be
See,
fantastic.
if Holmes is coming after you in a street fight,
Yeah.
That would be
And jumping off
fantastic.
a
Berbick's
car?
a big dude, too.
holy shit.
Tyson knocked Berbick out in the one time and he hit him in the equilibrium in the temple, and Berbick did this weird. And I went to the club that night, and people were doing the Berbick dance. It was really messed up.
The Berbick dance. I like that. March 23rd, 1979, Larry Holmes TKOs Osvaldo Asasio in 7 for the heavyweight boxing title.
I didn't know he won that for a title. I didn't know that. I remember the fight, but I didn't know that was for a title. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So that's who he won his first title from.
I guess so.
That's interesting.
Osvaldo, do you remember
I know who he
Osvaldo?
is, yeah, but I didn't know he won the title from him.
How Osvaldo as far as a boxer goes?
He was a tough guy, a really tough guy, and he. I think I told you guys I hooked up with Jerry Coetzee. He was a fighter, the Bionic Man. Do you remember? Tell you that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I talked to him on the, but he was around the same era that those two guys fought, I think. But Coetzee, he was the one that had his hand fused together, and I thought it was a fallacy or a urban myth. And I got to talk to him the other day. We were texting or whatever you do on on Facebook, whatever you do on that thing.
Messaging?
Okay. Messaging.
Messaging, that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're messaging back to each other. So.
That's fantastic.
You're definitely not a sapiosexual or
No.
whatever.
Shut up.
That's fantastic. That's good.
Oh, man.
March-
Luckily, you look like Ric Flair, so you're good to go.
Yeah, Ric Flair. Ric Flair over here. March 24th, 1962, welterweight boxing title between Benny Paret and Emil Griffith.
So, okay.
Well, what I was going to say is, which is probably what you're going to get to, Paret was knocked out in the 13th round, and he ended up dying 10 days later.
Yeah, that was a crazy. What happened was he called Emil Griffith. Emil Griffith was homosexual, and he called him a bad word, a derogatory term. And Griffith said, "I'm going to kill you," and he did kill him. It was crazy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Benny Kid Paret.
Wow.
Yeah, and Emil was a great guy.
That's an intense story.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Anything
Crazy
else
story.
happen in history?
No, that's a true story. Yeah,
I know,
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Emil Griffith, yeah. They actually, I don't think he ever came out back then. It wasn't too vogue to be,
Yeah.
pandemic, whatever the hell it was, pansexual, whatever the fuck it is.
Did you say pandemic?
Whatever, whatever the hell.
Pansexual?
Pansexual.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It wasn't too big back
You went
then.
from pandemic to pansexual.
I don't even know what a pan. Okay, we haven't
Yeah, I
figured out
don't
what
know.
a pansexual
Yeah,
is.
somebody will tell us, I'm sure.
Yeah, the pansy.
Yeah.
Pansy, yeah.
Yeah. March 25th, 1958, Sugar Ray Robinson is first boxing champ to win 5 times.
Wow.
Damn.
1958.
Best fight
How about this? March 25th, 1988, Robin Givens demands full access to husband Mike Tyson's money.
Yep.
I remember that. That was one of the most embarrassing things ever. Ruth Roper, who was most famous for getting herpes, sued Dave Winfield for giving her herpes. That was Ruth Roper was
Robin's
Robert
mom.
Givens' mom, and they sat there. I think it was on Chuck Wild, one of them, and they just lambasted Tyson. He just sat there.
Yeah, I remember
And they
him
said
just
how-
sitting there
It
taking
was
it.
so sad. I was like, I wanted him to punch him.
I mean,
It was
Tyson's
really-
getting the last laugh now. He's going to fight Holyfield, so that should be pretty interesting.
Is she
What's
is that what she's most famous for? So is she more famous for being Robin Givens' mom or getting herpes from
Yeah.
Dave Winfield?
I was a Yankee fan, so I'm going to say getting the herpes from Dave Winfield.
That's what's funny is you said that's what she's most famous for. And then
What else was she famous for?
I don't know.
Robin Givens' mom.
She did work hard. Oh, I don't know if she worked hard, but she got her. She was a single mom, and she sent Robin Givens to a really good college. I can't remember which one it was.
There you go. So see, you're doing some more positive things for her.
There you
That's
go.
good.
That's good.
So what's ironic is March 25th, another day for Mike Tyson. 1995, Mike Tyson is released from jail after serving 3 years.
Man, I got some good guys.
And then he was a
Hold
Muslim.
on.
Yeah.
What's his name? The really good looking dude.
Grant.
No. No. Oh God.
You're talking about somebody else. Okay. All right.
Brokeback.
Heath Ledger?
No, the other guy.
I don't know the
Jake
other guy.
Gyllenhaal?
Jake
Was
Gyllenhaal.
Brad Pitt?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Well, anyway, Brad
Pitt was not
So-
in Brokeback
Okay,
Mountain.
but
So first off-
Brad Pitt was
Who do you think is good looking?
Brad Pitt. He was stupping.
So you like Brad
Givens.
Pitt?
Yeah, Robin Givens, and
Okay.
Tyson came home.
Oh, and Brad Pitt got busted.
He didn't get. He got out of the house and took off. Or whatever.
So Mike
He
Tyson was
married-
about to bust Brad Pitt sleeping with Robin Givens.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He better be glad he ran. That was Tyson's prime.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, he would not.
Shit.
We know it's fantastic through the shows. We've learned that Lou likes Brad Pitt.
That's, I mean,
he is a good looking dude. I mean,
Oh
I
my
get that, but I mean, you're like, wow, look at your look, man. You're like really into that. Yeah,
we
that's
were
good,
watching.
man.
We were watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith the other night. That's a pretty good movie.
That is a good movie.
And then
Yeah.
you know what we talked about?
I bet you that's one of your favorites.
that-
Because he looks pretty good in that movie,
Angelina
right?
Jolie went for. She had 10 years where she was really good looking, and then went to shit.
Yeah.
She looks terrible now. It's like crackhead.
I don't know if I'd say goes to shit. I'd time out on that
I
one.
mean, she doesn't
but,
look as
I
good.
mean,
She had that 10-year run where she looked phenomenal.
You would not throw out of bed for eating crackers. I'll tell you right now.
Is that what your limit is?
Is
Like
that-
crackers, that's it?
That's
Yeah,
it.
well, yeah, because it's not low carb. But I want low carb.
Low carb.
No crackers.
So if they were eating something low carb, it'd be
White,
okay.
white rice.
Yeah, white
brown,
rice.
Brown
That's
rice.
worse.
That's
Yes,
worse.
that's
Oh
worse,
shit! I don't know.
No cauliflower.
No
chips.
wonder. Cauliflower. All right.
It's
Well,
so good.
You eat cauliflower chips?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I never even heard of that.
they're really good.
Where do you get them from?
Whole Foods.
Okay.
so listen up, guys. We want to thank you guys for paying attention to Lights Out with Lou
I'm done, by the
Savarese
way.
over
Yeah,
here.
so don't worry about it.
I figured
I'm
that.
through. Yeah.
Savarese Fight Fit. We're supposed to have our kickoff show next week. We're gonna let you know in the next couple of days. Might
It's
have
not,
a big
it's not
guest.
about me, but I really do like this thing when he does it. Can we do one more history thing, please?
Yeah, let's go.
Please, thanks, Dad. Go ahead.
You want to hear something else?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool, man.
Dad, what?
Yeah, for real. Like, we were kind of getting a groove here, and then you were just like, hey, shut
Yeah,
up.
whatever, yeah. It's all about me. It's all
I mean,
about
you
me.
said it without
case.
saying it, so
right.
whatever. But I'll say this because I wanted to hear your take on this. March 26th, 1974, George Foreman TKO's Ken Norton in 2
Yeah.
for a heavyweight boxing title in
Yeah.
Caracas, Venezuela.
Their styles make fights. Like Norton, and Foreman was actually afraid of Norton. He just thought that this guy, but it just made, because Norton would come in low and Foreman would bring everything coming up, and he crushed him.
Was he
absolutely.
doing that style at that
Yeah,
time
yeah,
too?
Norton, that's where he fought. I mean, that's where he fought. But Foreman just threw everything coming up. That's why he crushed Norton and he crushed Frazier. And when he fought Frazier, he was so scared. He said that his knees were banged together and he was so nervous.
Damn.
And went out there and he crushed him because he threw those punches. Frazier came in low and Foreman. Literally, if you watch the fight, he lifted Frazier in the air. He would look
Well,
like
you know what?
Yogi
I
Lee.
think actually,
shit.
do we have the picture, Johnny? Because I think, did you put the picture up? Because I think the picture that I gave Johnny is a picture of like him in the air.
Of Frazier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
right
one
there. So you got Foreman, and that's
But
Norton,
that's
correct?
No, but
Obviously.
I'm talking about. See if you can find the one where he hits Frazier.
Oh, we'd have to
Frazier-
Oh no,
back
I
to it
don't
now.
have that one. Yeah, but this is the
Well,
one
can
where
you
he's
get
hitting.
it, dude. Just like the technical.
Yes, sir.
Johnny.
Yes, sir, Lou. Yes,
No,
sir.
just
I'll
say
get right
like
on
you
that.
said,
Hold
like-
on, hold
Look
on.
it up
I'll
right
get right on
You're a
it.
millennial.
I'll get right on
You're
it.
a millennial. X series.
I doubt we're millennials. We're not millennials.
You know what? I was looking at that the other day. There's like Gen Z, X, millennial. Like I'm confusing.
Can we get,
Can
try and
we
get the
focus?
What picture is it that you
the
want?
picture of when
Ken Norton Jr. 's getting lifted.
No,
Or not Junior.
Foreman hit Frazier, and Frazier
Oh,
actually
Frazier.
looked like a yogi leaped.
Okay, Foreman
Do you guys
elevates.
know anything about
Foreman
popcorn?
elevates
You guys know anything about
Frazier.
popcorning?
Joe Frazier.
Popcorning?
Popcorning?
You mean the ceiling tile?
No.
That's the-
It's what a guinea pig does when he's happy.
Popcorning?
Pop-
Yup,
Popcorning?
he jumps, he runs, he jumps in the air and does it. So we're waiting on it. So me and Claire are waiting on. We got.
Dude, the things that you know.
I just bought a
is
guinea
very,
pig 2
very-
days ago. His name
You
is
bought a
Sig-
guinea pig 2 days
yeah,
ago?
His name is Sigmund.
Oh, so that's why you know. Sigmund?
Yeah, like
Oh, nice.
Sigmund
You gonna get
Freud.
another one? Get him Freud?
No. You'll never forget. What do you think Freud's middle name was?
What?
Shlomo.
Are you
Like-
serious?
Dead serious, yeah, dead serious.
Floyd
I always wanted.
Shlomo?
I always wanted to convert to Judaism just so I could have my name Shlomo. I love that name.
Dude, the things you learn
Just for your
on this
name,
show.
just for
I'm
the
serious.
name.
I didn't, well, I like the religion. Too.
Would you have practiced if that was the case?
Yes.
Would you have practiced that religion and then
Shlomo. And it turns out my old partner here, his middle name, his Jewish name is Shlomo.
1 year sobriety for you coming up in May, huh?
Yes, sir.
Wow, impressive.
One day at a time, man.
Congratulations on all that. It would be great to get those guys in here. That'd be phenomenal.
I got a whole crew coming. It's gonna.
What day is that? The 26th? Is that what we said?
No, 24th. May
24th.
Yeah.
All right. My birthday's April 22nd. But that's a Thursday. That'll be the night before. We'll be here on the show.
Get hammered. It's gonna be great.
But that has nothing to do with that day. He's like just brought that up. He's not even I was expecting him to be like, oh yeah, mine's birthday's a week before that. It's like, oh, mine's 2 months before that. Like nobody. Like what's that all about?
Yeah, I had my communion 8 years ago. Yeah,
I was talking about the show. We're gonna have a show that Wednesday, that the day before.
No, just bring it back to me. We're talking about your sobriety, but let's bring it back to me and Jeff's birthday.
My cousin got married in '98.
Is this show over yet? It's an hour.
Please.
Son of a.
I guess it is. I'm gonna put it in my calendar. Jeff's birthday.
You want another grand?
Jeff's birthday. I'm gonna put it right here in my calendar so everybody knows.
You want another grand?
So it'll be like August, and I'll be like, well, just so you know, Jeff's birthday is coming up in April.
Obviously, didn't get enough mic time on this show.
Well, you've been cutting them off at every angle, dude.
That is not true.
Yeah, we would have never heard about the Zora.
Yeah, see.
Yeah,
man. That was a great. Here, when is the birthday? I want to put it down on my calendar.
I do want to thank Iran the Blade Barkley for calling in.
That
man.
was awesome.
An unbelievable interview.
I got so many calls today. I'm not kidding, from fighters. It was really interesting, just saying, dude, how'd you get Barkley on the show? And all, like, it was really cool.
The
This
stories.
guy, Muhammad Abdeen, he's a local Syrian heavyweight here in town. He's like, dude, how'd you get Barkley on the show? It's really cool. It was really neat.
Yeah,
thanks for hooking that up, man.
No, but
thank you for doing that.
It was really Cooney that got it all set up. But to get, like, for fighters, that was like the guy who didn't want to fight. He was just a beast. I mean,
dude, if you're saying that you don't want to mess with him, then I'm.
Dude, he was calling me out at some fight one time. He said, "Come on, we'll meet in the middle." I'm like, "No, I want to fight you."
For those of y'all that didn't get to pay attention to it or just tuning in, just go back through the show. Listen, we had Iran the Blade Barkley on, and the stories are flat out phenomenal. Guy was absolutely amazing, 43-19, and obviously the Duran fight. Just so many incredible stories. They go back to Lou and him talk about New York, everything.
Yeah, and that record is not indicative of how great of a fight. I mean, it's a good record, but he fought.
Yeah,
literally the great, probably, and I think probably most historians would say either the first or second greatest ever of middleweights ever at that time.
Wow,
yeah,
that's a huge compliment.
Well, think about it. You had Hagler, Hearns, Leonard. If you go down, you have Duran. I mean, it was
and he won belts in
three iconic.
And
the
bad guys were amazing. Mugabe, the guy Jeff Sims he fought, that's Hagler's hair brother. That guy was another beast. I mean, everybody out there was just incredible fighters at that era.
We want to thank you guys for paying attention to Lights Out with Lou Savarese. Man, we'll be back here next Wednesday. We'll let you guys know who we're going to have on the show coming up pretty soon.
And guys, you get a free autographed picture of me from any fight if you can recall Grant's birthday. Thank you, guys.
No, Jeff's birthday.
Jeff's birthday.
Yeah, Jeff.
Before we get out of here, Lou, we know that you went to New York, and we want to just say, rest in peace to your uncle over there.
He had an amazing life, Anthony Savarese. He was on NYPD for 28 years. Amazing guy, 94 years old, and it was just there's such a thing as a good death. It was amazing. He called my cousin and said, hey, he was in the hospital, and said, hey, I'm done. I don't want to do it. And he was, literally, I talked to him 2 weeks ago. He was so lucid, and he just said, I don't want to do it anymore. And it was so sweet. They brought a police escort from Upper Manhattan, and they took lights and everything and drove him up to where he lived, and he passed away like 3 hours later, and just And then
he knew it. 94, man.
He didn't want to do it anymore, but he was. And you could not believe they had hair on this guy.
I'm sitting here looking at a picture of him. I'm jealous.
He's jamming.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
I'm jealous.
I was so happy about that.
So, rest in peace. And, man, what an incredible human being. And glad you got to go out there.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
That's the reason we weren't on, because Lou obviously had family things to attend to. And, glad you went out there and saw that. And he had an incredible life.
Oh, it was amazing. It really was.
Well, again, thanks to Iran the Blade Barkley and obviously Lou Savarese for Lights Out. Man, we're excited for next week. We'll let you guys know. Pay attention to our Facebook site, Instagram site, all of our social media.
What is it?
My uncle and DiMaggio went to the same school, Bronx School of Science.
Really?
Same high school, yeah.
Nice.
Man, you were burying the lead there, dude. That's awesome. Going to school with DiMaggio?
Yeah, he was, not me.
One more thing.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah. I didn't think. I know you're old, but you're not that old.
One more thing before we log out of here. Let's get tickets to the Canelo fight in Dallas.
Okay, I got it. I'm on it already.
All right, y'all. Thanks for paying attention to Lights Out with Lou Savarese. We will see you 1 week from right now, next Wednesday.
Lou, the pseudosexual,
for Jeff Michael,
or whatever that was.
Grant Miles, and Lou Savarese. This is Lights Out, man. We'll see you.
And Grant.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lights Out with Lou Savarese. Here are your hosts, Grant Miles, Jeff Michael, and Lou Savarese.